fellow white guys.
First off, try to recognize that America was never great for anyone who wasn't a white guy.
Also, Blue Lives Matter isn't a thing.
Cops weren't born with blue skin.
Stop bragging about being woke. Stop saying woke.
Learn what mansplaining is, and then stop doing it.
Feel free to take Kanye West, though. You guys can have him.
You know what you did, Kanye. Nobody who has black friends says that they have black friends.
And just because you have black friends doesn't mean you're not racist. You can be racist with black friends.
Some of you guys do a great job. Some of you don't.
All right, and that was the overtly racist video from MTV. I'm now joined by former MTV VJ Adam Curry. Adam, what is your first reaction when you saw that yesterday making the rounds? It got a ton of downvotes from MTV, but what are they thinking?
And I think they took it down now. I think they took it down, they put it back up, they took it down. You know, when I first saw that, obviously, intellectually, I'm insulted because, I mean, come on, it's all white guys' fault as usual. But I was thinking that in my lifetime, and this is true for the music business as well as it's true for comedy, as an example, people fought so hard. They went to jail for freedom of speech. We fought hard at MTV back in the day to have certain videos played, to have certain lyrics not censored. Comedians, went to jail over things they said. And now we've come full circle, and here we are with MTV telling us to shut up. Totally bizarre.
Yeah, it is amazing. And they did. They took it down once when it was getting a bunch of downvotes, and they tried to stick it back up. And then it got more downvotes. I think the last count I saw was 27,000 downvotes and maybe a few hundred upvotes. And then finally, Real Clear Politics is reporting that they deleted YouTube video telling white guys what they could do better in 2017. So we really are, this whole fake news narrative, we've really been able to dismantle it over and over again. And I wouldn't say this is fake news, but just some of the things they said in there are fake, Well,
but you know what's crazy, Rob, is, this is the moral compass of MTV. The same people who bring you 16 and pregnant, they're going to tell me that I need to shut up and I need to do better and I need to not do certain things. Please, that is the most hypocritical thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the Jersey Shore. It was legitimizing this party atmosphere, not really doing anything with your life, just being one of these beach bum type people that, they had to go get jobs, but they weren't even good at doing their jobs. It just showed, hey, if you slack off and drink a lot, you could be a big star.
And I think the history books will show down the road that it was not the videos that MTV used to play that corrupted the youth of America. And by the way, I think it's a totally fine business decision they made when they said, okay, no more videos are going to long form programming. It turned them into a $4 billion a year brand. So there's nothing wrong with that. But how did they do it? And what kind of content and programming did they do it with? And for MTV to get on their high horse and talk about morality and what white men should or shouldn't do is it truly baffles the mind.
Now, what years were you there at MTV? I remember seeing you, when it first launched, but how long were you there at MTV?
I was not one of the first. I came in around 86. It launched in 81, but in 87 is when we went full on basic cable. So you were pretty much
when I saw it.
Yeah. And there were some things that came along with that, because when you're on basic cable, you have to be you have to be a little bit careful about what you show and what you do. And again, everybody, including the executives, fought very hard to not, to get things through and to basically thwart Tipper Gore. If anyone remembers that, the crazy lyrics of Twisted Sister, they were all going to corrupt the youth of America. Well, maybe it was Twisted Sister, but the example we see in that video from MTV is the corrupted youth of America.
Exactly. And I remember those hearings. John Denver was speaking on behalf of the First Amendment, Frank Zappa. You really got this wide array of artists coming out saying, listen, don't mess with this. That's going to screw up. And you can see it now. They're trying to still do it. The government's still trying to put their hands in what we can and can't say, and it keeps backfiring.
And, with fake news, this whole idea of coming up with organizations that will determine what is or what isn't right, true, fake, false, whatever, it really is a beginnings of restriction on speech. That's exactly what it is. And I think last time I was on with Alex, we talked about this whole the whole notion of being verified, which is where this starts. You're verified on Twitter. You're verified on Facebook. Therefore, what you say is already going to have a little leg up. You're going to be verified. We'll have the same with news stories, with any story, actually.
But with that, with becoming verified is also going to put them in that shell. It's like, oh, you're verified. You have to follow these rules. Now, you can't say this. You can't do this. Now, I want to get to this news. This is on the Daily Mail today, and this just chuckled me, and probably my favorite news story of the year. Exclusive. Facebook fact checker who will arbitrate on fake news. They made these people at Snopes like the arbiters of what's real and what's not. They've been accused of defrauding one of the owners of defrauding the website to pay for prostitutes, and its staff includes an escort porn star and vice vixen Dom. What do you make of that?
Well, I'll say, well, first of all, having grown up in Amsterdam in the Netherlands, I have no problem with prostitution. If it's in the Netherlands, it was legal, it was sanctioned, it was done properly. Everyone was protected, got health care, benefits,
they got taxes out of it. I think I have no problem with it on that basis either. And
no problem at all.
They want.
But Snopes being the number 2 on the list, Rob, for the International Fact Check Organization with Associated Press, I think it was ABC News, Snopes, and then Associated Press. They are the ones, they are the bastions of reality who are going to tell us what is and what is not fake news. And for this to come out, the timing is, of course, suspect, as you could expect. I'm not quite sure how this broke or how it came out, but it doesn't surprise me. You know, everybody's got something. We all got something to hide, which is exactly why you should never say I have nothing to hide.
Exactly. And I personally think it was the wife, Barbara Mickelson, who they actually show a picture of her in this. She looks like she's lost a little weight. She's probably changing her life and where she's going. Her and Dave didn't get along, whatever. They divorced in 2015. He wanted a raise. He was bilking money out of the company. At least that's what it says in these court documents that has been filed. But it's just interesting. You know, these are supposed to be the people that are telling us what is real and what is fake. And they're behind the scenes doing stuff that's, you know, a little sleazy, if you ask me.
If you can defraud your company for, you know, $100,000, where were they making this money? What were they making that on? Was it just pure banner ads and stuff like that? Or are they beholden perhaps to advertisers? I'm not exactly sure how their income works. Or do they get their income from somewhere else?
Who knows? I mean, right now they are the Ministry of Truth. And one more organization, it's a mail order college where they have one building and you can also get your degree online. They're also going to be one of the groups. And I think they're funded by Soros. So it's really interesting how Soros has his tentacles and everything once again. You know,
I looked into all of the Soros stuff and it is endless. If you look at all the little organizations that he's funding, anywhere from $1 million to $3 million annually that these companies, that these usually nonprofits do, it's phenomenal. He really does have his hands everywhere, and it's not good.
No. And so he funds like the Clinton Foundation. And then I actually heard on your show, the No Agenda show, that they funded David Brock, got him started with Media Matters. I didn't even know that.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it was the Clintons initially who paid for all of it. And, you know, he's finally going to try and get a commercial venture off the ground, which I think is called something Share Blue or something like that. And I don't know if that's really going to work or not.
Bad Hair Day News, I think.
Yeah, but yeah, it's. I think everyone knew that the Clintons, et cetera, had helped Media Matters initially, but you know, he really came out and just said it. You know, they just paid for it.
Yeah. Totally ridiculous. Hey, I want to end on this story. We're about to wrap up here. This is 2016 YouTuber Adam Saleh claims he was kicked off Delta flight and after 20 people complained he was speaking Arabic, and you can see there's a picture of him in here. Do you think this is this fake news thing where he's putting this out to troll people about the Islamophobia, or do you think this is actually a real thing where he just happened to be speaking Arabic and he freaked people out? To me, it smells of fake news.
Yeah, it does. We don't really have all the details. He's, of course, a well-known YouTuber, protagonist. And it would not surprise me if he'd thrown out at least an Allahu Akbar somewhere, or we don't even know exactly what he said. All I hear is, I was just said something in a different language. I speak 4 different languages. Who knows how he said it, what he said. But it seems to me the way he was, getting everything on video, the way other people, as I looked at the video in the back, were like, hey, get out, who were not afraid of him, but I think we're just sick and tired of him. I have a feeling this is very possibly some fake news. It certainly turned into a good hashtag, which screwed Delta.
Adam, go ahead and plug your show real quick, your podcast, which I think is excellent, by the way.
Well, thank you very much. It's the No Agenda Show, noagendashow.com. I do it with John C. Dvorak, who has been a journalist and a columnist for many, many years in Silicon Valley. We're in our 10th year now. We deconstruct media, which we've been doing for all these years, which is pretty much showing you fake news on media. It's nothing new. We've been doing it for a while. We are completely listener supported, and we appreciate you being letting me talk about it, and anyone else who will listen to the show and supports us.
In case you haven't heard, Infowars has become the most influential media outlet in America. We're making freedom go viral. And now we are proud to announce a new weapon in the epic battle against the globalists. Infowars Prime, where you can watch live high-definition feeds of The Alex Jones Show, plus exclusive insider videos from the Infowars crew and behind-the-scenes action. Go to Infowars.com/app and download today. Infowars Prime is available right now for your iPhone or Android. You will have access to exclusive videos that you can't see anywhere else. And that means live coverage of events and breaking news on location as it happens. You can also take advantage of amazing deals from the Infowars store that are only available for Infowars Prime subscribers. That's Infowars Prime at Infowars.com/app. If you can hear my voice, you are the resistance.